So I paint with this. This is an electronic brush. I paint on a tablet, but although it looks like a pen, on screen it behaves just like a brush. So you can stipple with it, you can streak, you can flood an area by using very watery and wet paint behaviors on screen. And so I paint very much like an acrylic or oil painter would paint using physical paints. But with the computer, you can do a lot more. You can, for instance, you can flood an area and then decide, well, you want to flood it more, and so you can just increase the flood effect. You can increase the bleed or reduce the bleed. So once you've done a flooding, you think, well, I might want to just pull that back, and you can pull it back with a brush and a computer in a way that you can't with physical paints. But I paint in layers, so I will put a very, usually a fairly watery or thin series of layers down first as a kind of glaze. I usually have a few guidelines that I put in, and I have a number of odd brushes that have odd behaviors on the computer, so that they, for instance, you paint a line, it can change color or it can change thickness as you're painting. So it's not just due to pressure, it might be a slightly randomized line, and so you get quite interesting provocative effects, even just laying some of the guidelines down. Then I'll put a flood on top, and then from there I'll start to build up, you know, structure and detail, and, you know, finally winding up with you know, the finer parts of detail around the eyes and the lips.